All right, folks. Well, we've been doing some shuffling around in here. I kind of did it because I wanted to just get Austin's car on the hoist because I want to do some suspension work to it eventually. He's been chooching along pretty good. Hasn't been by yet, but like you say, I think the last time I showed, he was just working on some rust. So with the hoist, we'll still be able to get it. We were doing it on the scissor lift, but like I say, I want to get underneath there and try to figure out and get that 4-bar stuff sorted out, and then we can start like maybe wiring or I don't know yet. We're struggling to find glass, I'll tell you that much. So if anybody out there is local, if you got glass for one of these, that'd be awesome. I'm not worried about the side glass. It's the windshield and the rear glass is like unobtainable. It's kind of crappy. I've been hunting around and I've been trying to get some prices, but nobody gets back to me on the new stuff. So anyways, that's there. We're working on, well, we're not working on it, but got Rolly's car moved in. I think my time-lapse thing I had set up ran out of battery before we got this thing in, but meh, whatever. It's kind of how she goes. So anyways, over on the front, today's plan is going to be, we're going to go look at some brakes. I want to try to get that all sorted out on here. Basically, I want to do the brakes, get them plumbed. Hopefully, like my lines and all the other stuff is good. I don't know, but I should have all the brake stuff I need, lines anyways, over in this cabinet. So it'd be nice to plumb the brakes. It'd be nice to get the drive shaft in and get the diff like actually welded in. Right now, I just have it clamped down. So I want to start with that, and then we'll see where we get. It'd be nice to make this thing, to get it at least as far as the drive out before, I don't know, I start messing with something else for a bit, but yeah, I don't know. I will get back to it. It's just one of these, I'd like to just get it to run drive, you know, and see where I go from there. Not like a full build is my plan with this one, but I did have other things I wanted to work on, so anyways, I guess we'll just get started. We'll pull the wheels and see what parts I need if I don't have, I guess. All right, let's get going.
Well, I can't stress how much hot garbage that was. Holy, what a bugger. So, yeah, we fought, and ended up just sludging this one. Kind of knocked the outer rim, but I think it's still good. I just think the pads were rusted to this thing, and I couldn't get them loose whatsoever. So we just did the old pry. Eventually I got it. What I learned on the other side was I just gonna get a hardware kit, because I pretty much destroyed everything inside of it. Like, stuff's just, I think we can maybe fix that. But anyways, like the little holders, the keepers or whatever, on the other side I cut them. That got me to be able to get that thing off like much quicker. I think this side took me, feels like a half hour plus to get that drum off, and I think I did the other side in like 5 or 10 minutes, something like that. So I'm much better. Anyways, I'm kind of doing a quick peek. I mean, ideally I should put all new line stuff on, but for now, I think we're, you know, the shoes are good. The hoses look okay. My lines look okay. Up in the front here anyways. So we have everything there. This would go up to the master knot. So I'm thinking, because you can see here, maybe, we go all the way across there. There's a T, so we could come off of here. How do I want to do that? I guess we can come off here, come up a little higher than I like, but we'll go down and we can go to the master. Only thing I'm realizing is I don't know if I have any those little prop valves, because that master cylinder is going to be lower than the wheel cylinders, and you're going to have a problem with your pedal. You're going to not have any brake pressure. So sometimes I have, you know, those little metering blocks that you put in. I don't think I have any. So I think our brake situation is going to be a little bit of a problem. Usually you have a blue for disc and then the red for drum, if you're getting like the Willwood or Speedway or whatever it is. But I don't think I have what I need. So I'm thinking I have some S10 stuff in the shed out back, and I might go there and just see what I have, because I'm gonna get some, like, these wheel cylinders might be good, but they're so darn cheap it's not even worth looking at them. Like, I think if I buy them on Rock Auto, they're like $3 a piece or something, if that, $5. So instead of risking it leaking, I'm just gonna get some new wheel cylinders. I think I have a hose over here I can use for the rear, so I might try to just plumb the lines. That's quarter. Well, I could do that. I have this unit, which I think will work okay if we stick it up on the diff somewhere here. Like, this is full droop, so something like that would work okay. The original hose went over there, but there's nowhere really to fasten it on the diff if I kind of go with the original one, so I might just swing it off to the side, and then it's just got a nice transition to the master cylinder. Because that line you want, I'm pretty close to the master, so I can maybe make lines up to the master and flare them, just so when I get those little doodads, we can actually get that done. Yeah, for some reason, I thought I had some. I guess not. Oh well. Anyways, so guess we'll mess with that. I'll play with that for a little bit. We'll see where we get. The next step is going to be, I'm going to hammer up a little bit, because I see a little bit of overlap I got. So I want to hammer that flat. I think I want to seam seal underneath here. Yeah, I think I'm going to seam seal everything. I might give it a blast, a quick little jet with the laser, just to rough it up, clean it, just so we can splash a bit of paint on it. Well, I went to the shed. I found a bunch of stuff. I found some wheel cylinders. I thought they were right because it had the little stubby bit, but I guess they're the slip-on style, and they don't bolt on like these. The only ones I have like these don't have the little rods in it like that, and when you pull it out, you realize it is for the cup or whatever inside. So I'm pretty hooped. I did find a good set of brakes I must have taken off of a diff, because I put new stuff on, and well, I guess you don't need any shoes or nothing. We got all that stuff. We got a bunch of random hardware too I must have taken out and a random kit kind of thing. So I think I just need to get some wheel cylinders and we'll be good to go. So unfortunately I need wheel cylinders and I need to get those other, whatever you call those things, those little residual valves or whatever they are. Because like I say, I've done it in the past. I didn't know any better. And when you drive, it's like your foot almost goes to the floor, but you give it 2 pumps and then your brakes are perfect. But you have to do that like every time. So it's like I say, it's just because the fluid kind of flows back to the master, I guess. Anyways, I guess we're going to go on to plan B, and that's going to be, we'll work on the floors there. We'll get that thing seam sealed and probably get some paint on it. We'll start with that. Then I'll probably get the seats and we'll see what's going to fit in there and whatnot.
All right, over here I got Well, you've seen we cleaned it, we lasered this thing. Next step is going to be, well, we did that, we seam sealed everything. Basically, all I'm doing now is we're going to rattle can the beams out of this thing and kind of do the old rattle can restore. We got Trevor over there working on his car, you know, Rolly back there working on his car. So we got a full shop tonight.
Alrighty, well, I didn't get too much done. We got everything seam sealed underneath, and we got a coat of paint on in here. I didn't do a very good job with the paint, but at least being semi-gloss, it doesn't look so bad. But anyways, that's pretty much good. Thinking I just want to give this a wash. That's probably all I'm really going to do with this one. Like, the paint doesn't look that bad on it, so I'm not going to go through too much effort. I did find an alternator in a bracket, so we can kind of get that going. Messed up, and oh, no, I think I can just change this pulley out. I'm sure I can do that. Unless you can get like a serpentine to go on there. I don't know. We'll see what I'm going to do here yet, but thinking that's about as far as I'm going to get tonight. All the guys were out, and well, they were working on their stuff. So Trevor was working on his, I was helping him out, and Rolly was farting along with his, kind of getting his fuel tank mount all figured out and stuff inside. So he's getting a little bit further along. Not too shabby. Kind of doing a clamp on mount so we can get the tank out if we have to. I know we did the floor, so the floor is going to come up, but we're going to have to build a different hump there to cover up the tank and stuff. Anyways, tomorrow we'll be back at it. I got to go in and just order a whole bunch of brake parts because clearly I don't have the stuff I need. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Well, it was going good till it wasn't. I didn't think I actually had enough. I'm surprised how far I got. Anyways, that's I just gravel guarded this, but this is like the paintable stuff, so it's gonna dry and it won't get gummy or do anything. So we kind of just did that as a good base for the floor, I guess. Unfortunately, I need a little more to finish this up, but I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'll go to the shed and I'll go grab those bucket seats that I had. I don't know, we'll try those. I'll dig around for some steering columns that I know that are just loose that might fit this build, and maybe we'll just try to test fit something in there and just to see how things look and feel. Yeah, I guess a bucket seat's just gonna be the way to go. Much as I like my bench seats, this one's just gonna have to be what it is. It's yeah, we'll see. So anyways, I'll let that dry. Gonna let it warm up a little bit outside, I think, and then we'll go rummage, grab 2 bucket seats and see how they fit. Quick little see if this is any good, a good idea or not. I mixed on it. I'm a tall dude. Oh wow, okay. That's actually not bad. Whoops. Well, that's surprisingly actually really well. It needs a little bump up in the lumbar department, but like a little, I would say lumbar, the it's a little messed up because the steering wheel wants to sit over to the one side. I guess I can move over it more. That's not a permanent, that's not bad. Huh. The gas pedal. Interesting. This might actually work. Yeah, you can see how big that hump is. I have to sit like almost touching the ceiling. Everything about this actually feels fine. Again, not a big... I don't mind bucket seats in the right thing. Like maybe as a full custom, this would be right. But so far I'm in your head here, but I can totally go forward. This is like super comfortable, especially if you have to go into your brake and gas. Ha! All right, I'll clean up the other seat. We'll just set it in there. I do have to build some brackets because, like I say, this kind of slopes down, so I want it to come up a little bit on the bottom, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I kind of feel if this was here, that would be perfect. And the back can work where it is. It's just we need a riser or something for the front. Oh, maybe because this is off. I'm thinking that's a good fit. Even if we bring the back down. I think if we tilt the back of the seat so it bolts flat and we build a little a mount up here, drill it, figure out where it's got to go, and then I guess we'll use these. I mean, I got them. Why not? Cool. That worked really well. I'm happy how clean that thing turned out. Transmission could have been a little better, but that thing's like steamed so darn much I couldn't see what I was doing. For the most part, it's pretty good. Not dirty, like a couple little flakes, but I'm sure that thing could have actually got it. But motor's clean, good enough. I mean, it's kind of lame black on black. It is what it is, but I guess if you got some doll up parts at some point, it would look pretty cherry in there. It'd be nice and shiny, but don't care. I'm going for function. Anyways, I was gonna put the motor in, but I might wait on that because I don't know if Trevor has his motor and stuff yet. So I might use that one just to mock up the firewall side of things and figure out where. Don't care about the motor mounts yet, but figure out what we're gonna have to chop up when it comes to the insides of here. It'd be nice to know the rough reference where the triangulated bars are going to be in this thing. If you haven't, there is a random video where we were starting on this. It's a buddy of mine, so we might hold off a little bit on that, and I won't put this thing in just yet. Being that he's probably running a combo like this, it'll work okay, other than depending on the end of his tail shaft that he's going to run. But anyways, what I'll probably start doing is what do you call it? The seat. We're gonna work on the seat brackets. I want the back part, if you look at it, it kind of comes at this harsh angle. I want to flatten that out. I do want it to kick up, probably not as aggressive as this, but so basically it's gonna go here, and then we're gonna build just a mount, like a nice little tower that comes down, and we'll have to figure out how to tie that into the chassis, because I don't want it on the floor. I'd rather have a simple mount that it kind of clamps into in here. So anyways, we're gonna get started on that and see if we can at least get the seats bolted in. We're kind of all over the place in this video, but it's, well, you gotta pick your battles. So I got sidetracked on seats. That's what we're gonna work on now. Well, let's see how this fits. Unfortunately, I got to cut a big hole in my new floor here, but we'll see roughly how it feels with the seat. Except I can't get it where I want. Oh, bugger. I definitely don't want to make the same hole that they had. Golly, that's huge that was in there. This is not right. I really don't like where this steering wheel wants to be out of the factory. Like, why is it over so much? My seat wants to be here. Does that make it wacky if I, maybe not. All right. Doesn't make sense here, but okay. Let me drill a hole and we'll get a rough vibe of what's going on here. I'll just blow a quick hole with the plasma and then I can make it. Well, I'm gonna have to make a plate to hold the steering column anyway, so let's do it. It's got to go like there. It's crazy. That's where my shifter is. It almost feels like the column's bent. I don't know why. I was driving. My brake, my gas. The steering wheel feels dang high. I wanted it there. Because we haven't mounted it, I can do that. Well, it's not terrible. It's still a million miles away from my dash, but Studebaker champion. Look at that, eh? Radio would have been. I bet you it was under the dash here then. Who knows? There's a chunk missing. That's gotta clearly just be the speaker. Well, you know, I don't like the steering wheel, but that can always change. I kind of like the column because we were going to do something with it.
All right, folks. What have we done? Well, we built some seat brackets. I scuffed up all my floor paint. I haven't bolted it down yet because, like I say, I don't know if I'm married to this idea yet. So they're in. They're kind of, I can slip and slide and put them wherever I need. Doesn't affect into where my brake booster thingamabobber is. I cut down,
Well, I trimmed up my steering column and I got it in here, and it just still looks so crazy. Look how long that thing is. It's nuts. But I took the shifter off of it because I do want to adapt it in there. But just trying to see how things looked and feel. It's like, it works. I guess in the big picture of things, a guy could put a smaller wheel on and get this thing to tilt down some more. The only thing I'm a little bummed is it'd be nice to have one with the blinker thing built onto it, but whatever. Just kind of is what it is. No big deal. But there, what else are we doing here? We haven't done too much. I think I can repurpose this thing because, like, it sits at the end of the column, does that. I can pull up and down. Maybe I can make a lockout, but it wants to run to the end of this shaft and turn that one, so that's fine. So things might work, depending on the situation inside here with the column, like the brake booster and stuff, which is, you know, gonna be fine. Like, it's gonna work. I'm not too concerned. I'm gonna clean this up, but we're gonna build a panel to which we're gonna attach to the column, and then if we gotta pull it in and out, it'll bolt nicely to the firewall. I tried doing my wheelbarrow bearing, but I guess this thing's like a 13/16 or something. It's bigger than the 3/4 inch one I got, so that's fine. So we just haven't bothered doing anything there. Well, I didn't bother putting it in. That said, I don't know if I'm going to trim it up, move it back. I don't know how this is going to jive yet to get to here. I tried cutting my brakes. I don't know if I still have it on there or not, but my stupid brake lathe broke, so I was going to try to cut my drums because they look like they're new and they look good, but unfortunately, I can't remember what the heck this thing is. So I have a buddy who's going to try to machine. Basically what happened is this threaded shaft is good, but there's a bushing or whatever that actually runs the lathy part, and it's stripped. So we're going to try to make a new one. I didn't get very far into cutting my brakes before it packed it in and called it a day. So I think that's about as far as I'm getting this round. Still waiting on some brake parts, so before we continue with any of that stuff, I'd like to chew on, do the brakes. I got to get some parts or make some parts for my brake lathe so I can recut the drums. Doesn't really stop me from running the lines and things, but still need wheel cylinders, a few things like that. I'm not throwing the motor in just yet because I think this weekend we're gonna mock it up on here so we can try to figure out the rear suspension. I think the plan's gonna be to kind of slip the motor in, see what we got to do to the firewall, like to get it back. Maybe make some very temporary motor mounts just because we can, when we box the frame, we'll be able to reuse those. But it's mostly to figure out what we're cutting out of here into this cross member and stuff so that we can scooch back, figure out a cross member so we can kind of tie that into our 2-link. And once that cross member's there, that'll be fine. Then we can kind of finish bobbing the back of this thing off and getting the diff sitting where it is, get the spring mount where it's supposed to be. Basically get it to the point where we can kind of lift the body off of this thing and kind of work the chassis stuff. So yeah, and then I don't know if you've seen, there's a little sneak peek, something I've been toying around with a little bit, so I think I'm going to play with that for a little while. You have to wait and see. And yeah, there's just a lot of scatterbrain stuff going on. Probably work on basically the new project for a little bit, and somewhere in between all of that I want to bring the coupe back in as well, just as soon as I free up a little bit of room. I've really got to get my button gear and get that Bobcat done because that'd be a good spot for the coupe to kind of sit while they slowly play with it. That one's a long-term project, guys. You're gonna have to understand that one. But yeah, anyways, I think that's about where I'm gonna leave this one. Yeah, it's kind of scatterbrained. I think we started doing brakes and then, I don't know, it went off the rails pretty quick there. As always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.